RV Industry Association is reporting 28 million Americans will travel by RV. Last time we spoke, you were telling me about all of the interest in RVs.
We've got RVs ranging from $12,999. Airstreams are one of our higher-end luxury products.
This is a brand new Airstream, $180,000. Iconic silver bullet. The dream, right? Wrong. I am about to show you 6 recreational vehicle brands that are actually better than Airstream, and 10 overpriced recreational vehicles that are complete scams, draining your retirement savings while the dealers smile. Here is what they do not want you to know. That $180,000 Airstream, same aluminum shell, same rivets, same construction method they have used since 1936. Meanwhile, a European manufacturer is building rigs with aerospace-grade composites, full monocoque frames, and 30-year structural warranties for $40,000 less. But it gets worse. Some of the most prestigious names in the recreational vehicle industry are not building luxury. They are building landfill with leather seats. I am talking $200,000 rigs with $14 cabinet hinges, roof membranes that fail in 18 months, frames that flex like wet cardboard. The recreational vehicle industry is betting you will never do the math. Today, I am doing it for you. Which iconic brand is the biggest ripoff of them all? And which budget manufacturer is quietly outselling them with a superior product? Let us start with the sacred cow, Airstream. The silver bullet. The icon everyone thinks they want until they actually own one. Here is the thing. Airstream has been building trailers the same way since your grandfather was in diapers. Riveted aluminum skin over an aluminum frame. It worked in 1936. It is the same process today. That is not heritage. That is stagnation, dressed up as tradition. The failure modes are thermal bridging and rivet fatigue. Aluminum conducts heat like nobody's business. Your Airstream becomes a freezer in winter and an oven in summer. Those thousands of rivets are each a potential leak point. Every single one works itself loose over years of road vibration. Owners spend weekends with sealant guns playing whack-a-mole with water intrusion. The price tag says $180,000. The construction says 1950s aircraft manufacturing with a lifestyle markup. You are not paying for engineering. You are paying for the Instagram aesthetic, for the brushed aluminum photo op at Joshua Tree. Meanwhile, the competition moved on. European manufacturers adopted composite construction decades ago. Fiberglass monocoque shells, vacuum-bonded walls. Zero rivets means zero rivet failures. Better insulation means actually usable four-season camping. But Americans keep buying the shiny metal box because their parents had one. The warranty tells the real story. Airstream offers 3 years on structure. 3 years for $180,000. That is the confidence level. That is the manufacturer telling you exactly how long they expect their product to perform without problems. I see your comments. But Airstreams hold their value. They do. Because the myth holds value. Scarcity marketing and nostalgia pricing are not quality metrics. A 1970s Rolex holds its value too. That does not mean it keeps better time than a $50 Casio. Translation: Airstream is a jewelry brand cosplaying as a recreational vehicle manufacturer. The silver shell is a status symbol attached to outdated engineering. You are buying the logo, not the rig. If you want to save $100,000 and actually get a better trailer, keep watching. The brands that outperform Airstream do not need the marketing budget because the product speaks for itself. Oliver Travel Trailers. The brand Airstream owners switched to after their third leak. Oliver builds fiberglass double-hull trailers in Hohenwald, Tennessee. Not assembled. Built. By the same team, in the same facility, with actual quality control instead of production quotas. The difference shows up the first time it rains. Here is the thing. Oliver uses a fiberglass double-hull construction. 2 complete fiberglass hulls are bonded together with foam insulation in between. No seams on the exterior. No rivets working loose. No sealant begging for failure. Water hits the outside and has nowhere to go except off. The failure mode is essentially non-existent. I searched owner forums for structural complaints. What I found instead were arguments about the best coffee maker to install. That is the biggest controversy in the Oliver community. Coffee preferences. Meanwhile, Airstream forums read like support groups for leak victims. The price comparison destroys the narrative. A fully loaded Oliver Legacy Elite runs around $90,000. A comparable Airstream Globetrotter pushes $180,000. You are saving $90,000 and getting a trailer that will not turn into a terrarium every time you park under a tree. The engineering specs back this up. Oliver's double hull construction means genuine 4-season capability. The foam core insulation actually insulates instead of just existing on a spec sheet. Owners camp in below-zero temperatures without propane anxiety. Try that in your aluminum Airstream. Warranty tells the real story. Oliver offers a 2-year bumper-to-bumper warranty and stands behind it without dealer runarounds. But the real warranty is the construction itself. Fiberglass does not fatigue like aluminum. It does not develop rivet problems because there are no rivets. It does not require annual sealant inspections because there is nothing to seal. Translation: Oliver builds trailers like submarines. Airstream builds trailers like vintage airplanes. One keeps water out by design. The other fights water intrusion as a lifestyle. The waiting list is 6 months because they will not compromise production speed for volume. That is the opposite of the Thor and Forest River model. That is manufacturing that respects the customer instead of extracting from them. Escape Trailers. The Canadian brand that proves you don't need American manufacturing to get American durability. Escape builds molded fiberglass trailers in Chilliwack, British Columbia. One-piece roof, one-piece floor, bonded sidewalls with zero wood frame underneath. While American manufacturers stuffed their walls with Luan plywood begging for water damage, Escape eliminated the problem entirely. Here's the thing. Wood and RVs have a toxic relationship. Wood absorbs moisture. Moisture breeds mold. Mold eats structure. Every stick-built American trailer is running a countdown clock to delamination. Escape looked at that equation and removed wood from the formula completely. The construction is composite fiberglass with an Asdel substrate. Asdel doesn't absorb water. It doesn't rot. It doesn't become a science experiment behind your walls. When American RV owners discover black mold 2 years into ownership, Escape owners discover nothing, because there is nothing to discover. The weight savings translate to real-world benefits. A lighter trailer means a smaller tow vehicle. A smaller tow vehicle means a lower purchase price, better fuel economy, and easier maneuverability. You're not just saving money on the trailer, you're saving money on everything attached to it. The price point demolishes the Airstream myth. A fully equipped Escape 21 runs around $65,000. A comparable size Airstream Caravelle starts at $72,000 and climbs fast with options. You are getting superior moisture resistance, better insulation, and a trailer that weighs 800 pounds less for $7,000 less. The factory direct model eliminates dealer markup entirely. You order from Escape, you pick up from Escape. No middleman inflating your price to cover his boat payment. No dealer prep fees for work that was never performed. Translation: Escape builds trailers for people who actually camp instead of people who photograph camping. The Instagram aesthetic takes a backseat to structural integrity and long-term ownership costs. The Canadian build quality carries a reputation the American industry abandoned decades ago. Quality control is not a department, it is the entire business model. Before you drop Airstream money on nostalgia, drive north and see what happens when manufacturers respect their customers. Lance Campers. the brand that proves aluminum construction can work when accountants aren't running the assembly line. Lance has been building truck campers and travel trailers in Lancaster, California since 1965. Same family ownership, same facility, same philosophy that quality control isn't optional. While Thor and Forest River were buying up competitors like Monopoly properties, Lance kept building trailers like their reputation depended on it. Because it does. Here's the thing. Lance uses aluminum framing like everyone else. The difference is what they do with it. Continuous welds instead of spot welds. Actual structural engineering instead of cost reduction guesswork. Block foam insulation that fills every cavity instead of leaving voids where condensation can collect. The manufacturing process rejects piece rate pay. Workers aren't racing to finish units. They are building to specification, with inspection checkpoints that actually mean something. Revolutionary concept in an industry that treats quality control like a suggestion box. The failure mode data tells the story. Lance consistently ranks at the bottom of warranty claim statistics. Not because owners don't report problems, because there are fewer problems to report. When your business model depends on repeat customers and referrals instead of dealer volume bonuses, quality becomes profitable. Price comparison reveals the scam. A Lance 2075 travel trailer runs around $65,000 fully equipped. A comparable Airstream Bambi starts at $59,000, but climbs past $75,000 with the options Lance includes standard. You are paying Airstream prices for aluminum that actually stays together. The dealer network matters here. Lance dealers are typically independent operations with actual service departments, not corporate superstores cycling sales staff every 6 months. You can call the person who sold you the trailer, and they will still work there 3 years later. Translation: Lance builds aluminum trailers the way aluminum trailers should be built. Proper welds, proper insulation, proper quality control. Everything the mainstream manufacturers abandoned when Wall Street showed up. Before you write a check for the silver bullet, ask yourself what you are actually buying: the Airstream logo or a trailer that works. New Camp, the Ohio manufacturer proving that small trailers do not require small engineering. New Camp builds the Tab and Cirrus lines in Sugar Creek, Ohio. Amish country, where craftsmanship is not a marketing buzzword, but an actual cultural expectation. The workforce brings woodworking heritage that predates the RV industry by centuries. That shows up in every cabinet joint and finish detail. Here is the thing. New Camp chose to stay small deliberately. They could scale up, chase volume, and compete with the Thor machine. Instead, they kept production limited and quality high. Waiting lists exist because they refuse to hire warm bodies and call them technicians. The construction method rejects industry shortcuts. Cambered structural steel frames shed water instead of allowing pooling. Genuine Asdel composite walls eliminate wood rot entirely. Aluminum extrusions connect with proper fasteners instead of self-tapping screws into particle board. Every material choice asks the same question: will this last? The Tab 400 teardrop runs around $45,000. A comparable aesthetic in an Airstream base camp starts at $55,000 and delivers less interior space with more leak potential. You are paying $10,000 extra for a logo and getting inferior engineering in return. Owner retention rates expose the truth. New Camp buyers become New Camp evangelists. The forums are not complaint departments. They are modification galleries and trip reports. When your biggest ownership controversy is which awning color looks best, the manufacturer did something right. The dealer model maintains accountability. New Camp works with select dealers who actually service what they sell. No corporate megalots where your trailer disappears into a 6-month warranty queue. You know the technician. The technician knows your rig. Problems get solved instead of documented. Translation: New Camp builds trailers for people who understand that square footage is not the only metric. Quality per square foot matters more than total square feet. A small trailer built right beats a mansion on wheels built wrong. Before you supersize your way into a Thor product, ask what you are actually buying. Space or structure? Airstream nostalgia or actual engineering? Northwood Manufacturing, the Oregon builder that treats four-season capability as engineering instead of marketing. Northwood builds Arctic Fox and Nash trailers in La Grande, Oregon, real winter territory. When manufacturers cannot fake cold weather performance because the climate calls the bluff every November. When your factory sits at 2,800 feet elevation with genuine winters, you build trailers that actually handle genuine winters. Here's the thing. Most RV manufacturers slap a four-season package sticker on trailers that can barely handle October in Arizona. Enclosed underbellies with heat ducts pointing vaguely toward tanks. Insulation that exists on spec sheets but disappears under inspection. Marketing departments writing checks that engineering cannot cash. Northwood approaches it differently. Heated and enclosed underbellies with proper thermal barriers. PEX plumbing routed through heated compartments instead of exposed to freeze zones. Genuine R-value insulation that independent testing actually confirms. When Northwood says four-season, they mean 4 seasons, not 3 seasons plus light jacket weather. The construction rejects corporate cost-cutting. Aluminum superstructure with real welds. Vacuum-bonded laminated walls using Asdel instead of Luan. Radius roof design that sheds snow load instead of collecting it until something cracks. Every decision filters through one question: will this survive Montana? Price comparison exposes the Airstream theater. A fully equipped Arctic Fox 25Y runs around $75,000. Comparable size Airstream International starts at $130,000 and could not handle a Colorado December without constant intervention. You are saving $55,000 and gaining a trailer that actually functions when temperatures drop. The warranty backs the confidence. 3-year structural with a manufacturer that answers phones and solves problems, not a corporate labyrinth designed to exhaust your claim into abandonment. Translation: Northwood builds trailers for climates. Airstream builds trailers for climates you see in commercials. One survives real weather. The other photographs well in Palm Springs. Before you finance the silver dream, ask where you are actually camping. If the answer involves weather, Northwood deserves your attention. The Instagram aesthetic will not keep your pipes from freezing. Bigfoot Industries, the Canadian fiberglass builder that has been quietly outlasting American competition for 4 decades. Bigfoot manufactures in Armstrong, British Columbia. They have been building one-piece fiberglass trailers since 1986. No ownership changes, no private equity vultures, no quarterly earnings pressure forcing shortcuts. The same philosophy for nearly 40 years, while American brands got swallowed by consolidation machines. Here's the thing. Bigfoot uses vacuum-bonded fiberglass construction with a completely seamless exterior shell. No joints, no seams, no failure points begging for water intrusion. The structural integrity comes from the material itself, not from fasteners hoping to hold everything together. The engineering obsesses over weight distribution. Purpose-built steel frames designed specifically for each floor plan. Not generic chassis adapted with aftermarket modifications. When the frame matches the trailer, stress points disappear. When stress points disappear, warranty claims disappear with them. The manufacturing process refuses automation shortcuts. Hand-laid fiberglass with actual quality inspection at every stage. Workers who have been building Bigfoots for decades are training workers who will build Bigfoots for decades more. Institutional knowledge that corporate RV manufacturers fired during the last quarterly earnings call. Price reveals the value equation. A Bigfoot 25 B25RQ runs around $85,000 loaded. Comparable Airstream Flying Cloud starts at $115,000 and delivers inferior moisture protection with superior depreciation. You are saving $30,000 minimum while gaining construction that actually justifies the investment. The longevity data speaks loudest. Bigfoot trailers from the 1990s still command strong resale prices. Still camping. Still watertight. Meanwhile, Airstreams from the same era either got restored at enormous cost or became lawn ornaments. Fiberglass does not care about your nostalgia. It just keeps working. Translation: Bigfoot builds trailers like they expect you to keep them forever. Airstream builds trailers like they expect you to trade them before the leaks start. The Canadian manufacturing advantage is not currency exchange. It is the absence of Wall Street pressure. When shareholders do not demand growth at all costs, quality remains affordable. That is the secret Bigfoot figured out 40 years ago. 6 brands. 6 manufacturers proving that Airstream's reputation runs on nostalgia instead of engineering. Oliver, Escape, Lance, New Camp, Northwood, and Bigfoot. Different construction methods, different price points. Same commitment to building trailers that actually work instead of trailers that photograph well. Here's the thing. The RV industry wants you shopping with your eyes. Silver aluminum gleaming under dealership lights. Lifestyle photos of couples drinking wine at sunset. Instagram aesthetics that disappear the first time you're chasing a leak at midnight with a flashlight and sealant gun. The brands I showed you today want you shopping with your brain. Construction methods that solve problems instead of creating them. Price points that reflect materials and labor instead of marketing budgets and dealer margins. Warranties backed by manufacturers who answer phones instead of corporate labyrinths designed to exhaust your patience. The math doesn't lie. You can spend $180,000 on an Airstream and fight rivet fatigue for the next decade. Or you can spend $65,000 on an Escape and actually go camping. The $115,000 difference buys a lot of campsite reservations, a lot of fuel, a lot of memories that don't involve service department waiting rooms. The scam isn't complicated. American RV manufacturing consolidated into 2 corporations wearing 40 different hats. Thor and Forest River discovered that brand loyalty survives quality collapse. That customers blame themselves instead of manufacturers. That warranty periods exist to run out, not to protect. The solution isn't complicated either. Stop shopping like the marketing department expects you to shop. Start shopping like an auditor examining a balance sheet. Construction methods matter more than brand heritage. Warranty claim statistics matter more than dealership promises. Owner forum complaints matter more than brochure photography. Before you make any major purchase decision, I built a free resource to help you avoid the biggest money traps in the automotive industry. My free ebook, Avoid These 17 Cars in 2026, breaks down exactly which vehicles are draining owner bank accounts through depreciation, repair costs, and engineering failures. Link in the description. Download it before you sign anything. The industry won't reform itself. The profit margins are too comfortable. The customer churn replaces the complaints. The consolidation machine keeps acquiring any brand that threatens to compete on quality instead of volume. But you don't have to participate. You can choose manufacturers who chose integrity over growth. Factories where workers build instead of assemble. Construction methods designed by engineers instead of accountants. Oliver, Escape, Lance, New Camp, Northwood, Bigfoot. 6 names the Airstream marketing department hopes you never research. 6 brands building trailers for camping instead of bragging. 6 alternatives that let you keep $50,000 to $100,000 in your pocket where it belongs. Translation: the silver bullet is a silver tax. You're paying for the aesthetic, not the engineering. The brands that outperform Airstream don't need the Instagram presence because the product creates the reputation. Subscribe if you want the truth about what you're buying. The industry counts on your ignorance. Knowledge is the only warranty that never expires.